All right. Thank you for all of your patience. Uh, I know I said a minute or two, so just before we begin, I just want to make an introduction. Hi, everybody. My name is Willis. I'm a senior sales manager in GlueUp, and I'll be the host for today. And today we'll talk about one platform, uh, every task, and that's what I'll show you today. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. So GlueUp. What does GlueUp offer? We offer an all-in-one association management software. We partner with some of these amazing organizations such as CEvent, the Association of Chamber Executives, NVIDIA, Florida Society of Association Executives, and ASAE. Here, we mentioned one platform, every task. We want to manage your engagement in one area, which is through our platform, where you can manage your events, membership, email marketing, CRM, finance, and many more. We are empowering over 1,500 member-based organizations in over 70 countries. For the APAC region, you can see some of the logos that you're familiar with over here. For Australia, we have organizations such as the Australian Seed Federation, Research Australia. For Hong Kong, we have the British Chamber of Commerce in Hong Kong. We have AmCham in Singapore, and also the European Chamber of Commerce of the Philippines, and many more. CRM, this is the heart of your data. What you're viewing here is the individual contact view. What you're able to see is all of the activities, the recent activities here, which you can also filter. We also have the same view on an organizational level. So all the information that you'll be seeing here is also available on an organizational level. Other important and helpful features that we have is open opportunities. This is for any sales pipeline, any partnership, sponsorship opportunities you want to log in, you could do that. And also for me, one of the most important things is the ability to segment the industry and also to create dynamic lists. In GlueUp, the dynamic list is called Smart List, the ability to filter, create targeted groups, and not only create, but have them updated continuously is an important task. For example, if you want to understand all of your CEOs who are in the banking industry, not only should you be able to create such a list, but that list should also maintain itself and keeping itself updated. So when you have people entering your database as a CEO in the banking industry, that list would and should update itself. And this is the CRM opportunities that I mentioned earlier. And now you're viewing it visually, where there is a opportunity board or a Kanban board, and you can manage all of these opportunities. Any sales, any partnership opportunities can be logged here. And you can create each board or each panel however you will, and you can label them and move them accordingly by dragging and dropping. You can associate a contact, you can associate a, even put in a proposal or any documents attached to this particular opportunity. Now, coming back to what I mentioned about what's important is the ability to segment the database. And how you can segment that database is by creating fields. What you're viewing here is the ability to create fields. Over here, you can create different fields that would appear as custom fields. Now, you can have the ability to create open-ended fields. You have the ability to create closed-ended fields such as multiple choice. You can even have an area where people are uploading files. Maybe to be a member, they need to validate that they have a particular license or a particular document. You can certainly do that and have a field where people are uploading those files. Now, my best advice to anybody I meet or anybody who's searching for a platform out there is please create those fields and keep them close-ended as much as possible. Let's take the example of CEO. If you have 100 people typing CEO as their job title, I'm very confident you're never going to get 100 unified answers, whether some of it write CEO, some of it write chief executive, some of it write chief executive officer, some might even have a spacing difference or even a typo by accident. So keeping it close-ended will allow you to filter and to create and segment your list in a much more efficient manner and just to avoid errors. Now, this is the lifetime of any membership where you have 5 steps, right? I think most of you would agree some organizations, especially when they're starting a step 1 and step 2 is important because the process to apply for a membership and for them to pay that invoice should be seamless. And when that membership begins, engagement begins, they receive benefits for being a part of your community. Now, for some and perhaps most of you out there, step 4 and step 5 is the most crucial because this is where you'd be able to keep your members for another year if that's the length of your membership. So sending out timely reminders and expiration alerts along with the invoice or payment link they need to pay to continue their subscription with you. When you've ensured that you're sending out enough expiration alerts and renewal reminders, then the platform is working for you. And that's what we at GlueUp hope that our platform can do for you. Now, perhaps not everybody is involved in the membership day-to-day activities, but any stakeholder would be interested in understanding how your membership is performing across the board. If you want to see here, we have a membership dashboard. You can see applications that are awaiting payment, the number of active corporate memberships. So if your board member asks you, excuse me, Jeff, do you know how much corporate members we have? You can go at this dashboard and just see, actually, sir, we have 808 corporate memberships. It's there within your access. Now, another area where communities, associations engage and interact with their members and non-members is events. So with events, GlueUp provides a platform where you can easily create events. We have event blueprints that you can create. What does it mean? If you have a monthly networking night, you don't want to always create the same event every single month. So you can create blueprints, change the date, change the time, and then you'll be good to go. We can offer multi-language support if you have audiences in different regions. And if you see here, we have different templates for you to choose from. Once you've selected this template, perhaps the next question becomes, well, Willis, can we customize the branding? Can we customize the colors? Yes, you can. And once you've customized it, it will be under the Save Templates. So the next time you want to use the espresso template, for example, you can just select the one that you saved and it uses the organization colors that you've saved. Now, once you've created an event, the next step would be to promote that event. With promoting events, you need to be able to send out event invites. Now at GlueUp, we can certainly do that through our campaign module. And later we'll explore this a little bit deeper, but after you create an event, we want to make sure that it's an organic workflow. So the next step is sending out event invites. Now, evaluating your events on a micro level is very important because you want to understand your performance, the timeline, any unpaid invoices, and many more. You can view all of that analytics for each of your event. If you see here, there is an activity timeline on what's happening. You can also see the profit and loss, value of open invoices. It's very important to know all of this because if you're creating an event, you expect a good return on investment. So the ability to know which invoices have been paid, which invoices have not been paid is crucial because a lot of times when the event begins, the person comes and they say, hey, actually, I've paid. We know there have been some naughty people out there claiming that they've paid, but with GlueUp, you can keep track of it. Hey, you've actually not paid, sir. This invoice is still outstanding. Do you have any proof of transfer? Because if you paid online, we can actually verify it. Email campaigns. Now, with email campaigns, GlueUp has its own email campaign capability. You don't need to go to any other email campaign provider. And also, I mentioned about the dynamic list being called smart list, right? So taking an example, which I shared earlier, CEO of people in the banking industry, you might want to send out a newsletter or an email campaign targeting them. That dynamic list, which is called smart list, can be selected and you can be assured you're sending it to the most up-to-date list that you have. And when you have that confidence, you don't need to worry and scramble, hey, which file is the most accurate? Because in GlueUp, if you created those dynamic lists, it's already accurate, right? We also have a new feature, which is the GlueUp AI Copilot, where you can create your content, and GlueUp Copilot can help you. And creating the design or creating the email template is just a drag and drop functionality. Very easy to do. And then after you send out any email campaigns, you want to understand the performance. How you do that is through email analytics, right? Through email analytics, understanding, how many people open, how many people click, where they're clicking, all of that is important for you to understand. Well, actually, this time we didn't perform so well. Let's figure out perhaps, the subject title or the timing of the email campaign is not so good. Maybe we can try something else. But without your email analytics, you can't make an objective understanding. GlueUp Community Hub. Now, not only do we provide you a platform to manage your operations in one area, but also we provide a platform where your members and non-members can have access and have a so-called member engagement hub. What you're viewing on my screen is the web version of that member engagement hub. We have this in an app version as well, right? Some of the key features includes member directory, community networking, event information, member benefits, member profile, subscription management, and latest news. Now, I want to talk a little bit more on the community networking side of things. Why? Because we have a community module. I'll take you on a look of how it is on a real life, mock-up example, but I'll show you later. So this enables your organization to provide a platform where your members, non-members can communicate and interact in an online environment. One other thing that I want to highlight is on this member engagement hub is some of you, well, not some, I think a lot of you have trouble with updating the fields of a particular contact, right? Of a particular member. Now, with this member engagement hub, people can go into their membership section and update their own membership details. For the primary members of a particular membership, they can even add or remove members. Finance. So for different regions, we support different financing capability, but for most of APAC, including Australia and New Zealand, we integrate with Stripe. So if you already have a Stripe account, you can just connect it with GlueUp. Really easy to do. And for financial software, we integrate with QuickBooks and Xero. Also, after creating an event or quarterly reviews, you want to send out surveys. You have the ability to send out surveys through the GlueUp platform. And it's again, all of it is under one platform. And with that, we conclude on the first part of our demonstration, which is the presentation there. And now I want to show you how it would look and feel on the front end side of things. This right here, the British Chamber of Commerce Singapore, is one of our clients. They've been a happy camper with us for a number of years. Now, GlueUp also offers the ability for you to host and create your website with GlueUp. So if you're interested in having your platform, your CRM platform, and your website under the same company, well, we offer that. And this is a great example of how a GlueUp website would look like. And all of this is customizable. No coding, absolutely necessary. We'll handle that for you. So we'll create the website and make it in a templated manner so you can operate it easily. Now, coming to step 1 and step 2 of membership, right, is the ability to register or to apply to become a member. If you see here, there are multiple membership types that they have on offer and different options, right? If I click on becoming a member, I will be brought into the GlueUp side of the registration process. If you see here, this notes that this is a 12-month membership. It includes member slots, provides you with the benefits and also any other details. If I click apply here, this will be brought to the next step, which is the registration form. If you see here, these are all the different types of fields that you can customize. And like I mentioned, they've made some of these fields closed-ended and multiple choice. Makes it easier to understand where, for example, what year did you arrive in Singapore? For them to know when did they arrive in Singapore, they can filter that easily. All of that is applicable. You have the fields for on the individual level, and you also have fields on a company level, right? All of this is applicable through GlueUp. And there's also consent, making sure, you have your terms of use and privacy policy. And if I click apply here, the application will be sent into the backend for this chamber's approval, or if they want that registration to go to the next step, which is the payment side of things, it goes to payment and people can pay. Really easy, really seamless. And once they become a member, for some of these organizations, the biggest benefit, or one of the biggest benefit, is the ability to be displayed as a member on on your website. If you see here, there is a member directory, which we provide as well. All of these members here who registered or in the database will be listed in this section, right? You can even have filters. How do you have these filters? These filters, and should I say, the fields that gets displayed as a member are just dependent on the fields that you're asking on the registration form. So see how GlueUp wants you to work smarter? People are applying, people are putting that information. Once they become a member, they get listed in the membership directory. Anybody new that enters your membership will automatically be added. Anybody that updates their membership details will also have their membership profile updated based on which fields that you select to be displayed here. If you could think about an organization that's stuck in the past, how many steps do they need to do? They need to, if they were not using GlueUp, somebody applies online, maybe it comes as a Word or PDF document, the person needs to verify it, send out that invoice, update their membership, contact their website developer, put their membership details in, any other updates or any other new members, they need to reach out to their website developer or manager. How many steps is that? I've even lost count, to be honest. So with GlueUp, all of that is seamless and easy. Now, coming to events. With events, you might have a number of events that are upcoming at any given time. Well, with GlueUp, your events are listed here. You can create events in the event module of GlueUp, once you complete that event module, hit the publish button, it would automatically list those events here. With those events being listed, do you need to, again, code or input this manually? No, because once your platform or the GlueUp platform and your website is integrated, once you click the publish button in the event module, those events would automatically be listed here. And each event will have its own URL website, or should I say its own event microsite. All of the content here can be customized to your preference. You can even highlight speakers, create profiles for them, even list their website, and we want you to work smart. So any profile that you've created for a speaker or a sponsor and partner would automatically be saved in their respective CRM. They can also label their partnership however they want. Over here, there's an event partner. You can create those profiles. There's a venue. All of that is available through GlueUp's event module, right? If I want to register, I can create different tickets at different price points if they're member only, and register now. If you see here, this form is again completely customizable. Now, for those of you that have multiple tickets for a more comprehensive event, you might want to ask different information for different types of tickets, which is also available through the GlueUp platform. All right, that's about it on exploring engagement through your website. So that's the second part done. First part was just the presentation. That second part, we take a closer look at how your members, non-members would interact on the website. And now we go to the third part, which is the login area. I showed you the member engagement hub. Now this is what it would look like on a example. If you see here, this is the web version of the member engagement hub. We have this in an app version as well. It comes all inclusive, no additional charges whatsoever, rather than one app you'll be receiving two. The first app is for your members, non-members, which is the member engagement hub app. The second app is for you as the admin. You have the capability to manage some of the processes of the platform through an app. So one for your members, non-members, one for your team members. What you can see here is a member directory. Oops, sorry, let me just log in. I guess my credentials run out. Sorry about that. Events that are being hosted. And also all the events. You can even see past events, upcoming events, all of that is listed. Memberships. Now, I did mention that people have the ability to update their membership details, which you can do. You can update your company details. You can update your own member profile. If you're a primary member, you can even see transactions. Maybe sometimes, hey, where is that invoice? I need that PDF. Rather than reaching out to the organization, the member can download their own. People can also, or primary members can also add new members, remove any members that are not valid, or transfer the primary member role if they're migrating companies, or yeah, it's just not a part of their daily task anymore. Now, I did mention the community being one of the most attractive features of Google. Now, with this community, you can see you can write posts, you can share pictures, you can share documents. Who enters this community is essentially up to you. We do it again based on smartlist. See how different areas that you're working on correlate with different areas in GlueUp as well. You, as an admin, you can remove a post, you can turn off commenting, you can like, you can comment, really easy to do. and you can see who the participants are of this community. You can send a virtual, oh, it has been deleted. Sorry about that. Let me refresh this. Sorry, I think just I was logged in. No, it should be fine now. I can send a virtual business card, or I can send a direct message. There's files. There's a repository of files here that you can see that have been exchanged. Direct messaging is also available. And you can have public as well as private groups. Private groups, people need permission to join. People who join the community can join the public group without permission. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, this looks good, Willis. Can you also do it through the mobile app? Yes, you can. Through the mobile app, you can also have the same functionality on the go. Now, for those organizations who want to take it a step further, well, they see, hey, you know what? This is a great functionality. Does the app come as branded as our organization? Well, to have your own branded white label app, that's an add-on, but that's something that we can also do for you. Now, that's it for part 3, which is the Member Engagement Hub. Now, we are in the login area for the admins. So what you're seeing here is the login area for the admins. All the modules are listed on the left-hand side: my emails, my tasks, contacts, events, campaigns, membership, finance, community, chapter management, and analytics. Now, I just want to specify this chapter management. Some of you might be wondering, well, what's chapter management? I have chapters in other regions. Do they apply? Well, it depends on your organization. We have some international organizations that manages their country chapters using this platform. We have some organizations who manage their state chapters through this. How do you define that? Well, I believe if you're operating under the same umbrella, and each chapter has its own finances, you can consider GlueUp for our chapter management tool. Let's just take Australia, for example. Let's just, take an example I'm just going to give an example of let's just say the Laptop Association of Australia, right? The Laptop Association of Australia has chapters in New South Wales and Victoria and Queensland and in Western Australia. Each state has their own chapter and has their own membership, meaning their finances are also separate from the overarching Laptop Association of Australia. Then, chapter management is a very cost-effective tool for you to enable your state chapters, your state organizations to manage this platform individually by themselves. This is highly helpful for those who have states or chapters operating underneath them. We have an Add New button, we have an Organization Settings button, a Quick Help Desk, and a Notifications button. Now, before we go, take a closer look at these modules, I just want to show you this dashboard. This is a pretty powerful dashboard. If I click Modify Dashboard, I have an array of widgets presented to me. These widgets analyze and summarize different information withheld within the platform, and each team member can customize their own dashboard. So if you have 10 users that are using GlueUp, which 10 of them can have their own different dashboards. Some of these information can be customized to the time period that you prefer. If you want to understand the performance of the last 30 days, you could do so. Oops, I need to refresh this again. Sorry about that. And you can customize based on the last 30 days. If you see here, their campaign, how it's performing, renewals, how it's performing, right? Now, I keep mentioning how important Smart List is. Let me show you how to create it. You can create Smart List for members and contacts. What's the difference? Well, contacts includes members and non-members. If I just add industry, I'm just going to select for this example, accounting. And I want to select the gender, all the female accountants. Maybe it's an event about accounting for females since it is approaching Women's Day, for example. You can create this, save this as a smart list, access that smart list by clicking this drop down button. As you can see, smart list, smart list, smart list. Or you can download them into an Excel file and be assured it's the most up-to-date list that you have. Now, once you've created this smart list, what you can also do is in campaigns, set out a campaign. But before I do that, I just want to show you this dashboard. Your campaigns can also show you analytics. So now I'm going to create campaign, send a campaign. I'm just going to type in my November. A regular campaign. The first thing it's going to ask me to do is who am I sending this campaign to? I'm sending it to my CEO smart list. Save and continue. And over here, there's a verified sender email. I'm just going to select my colleague, William. They can have a different reply to email, and I can save and continue. Templates that you have pre-created under settings, campaign templates, or you can just use empty left sidebar, right sidebar, or custom HTML, save and continue. And the next is how you design it. Really easy to do. It's just a drag and drop functionality. You can even put an event tracker. So as you're sending your newsletter, you can update people of the upcoming events too. And GlueUp AI Copilot is available. Just click here and you can generate content. You can save and continue and send out that campaign. Right. Next, we'll take a closer look at memberships. So this is the dashboard of a membership. You can again see how many are approaching renewal. How many membership applications have you received? All of that is updated here. So if you're in a pinch, you can just see over here. Now, we have a workflow manager. If you see renewals and applications, they have different workflows because sometimes these membership applications and renewals, let's say you have 5, 3 of them, it needs approval. 2 of them, it can go straight to payment. You can customize that processes for each membership type. You have upcoming, awaiting approval, awaiting payment, and close. Same goes for applications. You have application fee, awaiting approval, awaiting payment, awaiting activation, and decline. You can customize the frequency in terms of email renewal reminders as well. Now, for events, we'll just take a brief look. Taking an existing event, I'm also going to create an event. If I select offline event, the first thing it's going to ask me is the blueprint. Remember earlier I told you blueprint, if you have a monthly networking night, you don't want to always start from scratch, you can create a blueprint. Now you can do so here. I'm going to skip this step for now. Input the details here. Click to create an event. Once you click to create an event, you'll be brought over to this section. Notice how on the left-hand side, all the modules have completely changed. For you to create your event, all that you need to do is take things from top to bottom, and then you'll be good to go. You have task, event settings, there's general settings, event team who's responsible for this event, registration options. If attendee approval is required, registration form, you can create various registration forms. Payment option, if you allow payment online, payment via bank transfer, tickets and discounts. You can create whatever ticket that you want in this section. Waitlist, if your event has limited seating capacity and it's a popular event, you can create waitlist. And the content of the event, again, you can see it's a very natural workflow. There's summary, speakers, agenda, and for agenda, you can drag and drop. You can also drag and drop track if you have a multi-session event. If it's a multi-day event, you can click next. Venue being pulled from Google Maps. Sponsors and partners, you can create sponsors and partners. Exhibitors, you can also create exhibitors and documents. Now, you might have a question, well, Willis, how do I add another contact that's not available here? Just click here to create a new page. You'll be good to go. And for templates, you can preview what the template makes your event look like. So you can preview it and it will display. Any changes you're making to the backend would automatically reflect on the front end too. Step 3 is promotion, which is through campaigns. We've covered that earlier through the campaign module. But as you can see, very, very, very natural workflow. I can't stress that enough because sometimes when you're planning for an event, you might lose track on, what's the next step we need to do. GlueUp wants to ensure you do not forget that, and we want to make life as easy as possible for you. You have an approval list, wait list, and attendee list. GlueUp also helps you to create badges, and you have an on-site toolkit to check people in. That's about it for event. Next, we'll go to contacts, and I want to show you what my contact profile would look like in this database. Now, this is my profile. You can see my contact profile. I can even understand the data update history and web activities. And in the activity section, I can filter what activity this contact has been doing with my organization. Lots of fields. Also, what's very helpful for me is payment and invoices because we need to understand how much revenue this individual has brought our organization or the number of open invoices that have still yet to be settled or overdue invoices. Well, this is unpaid revenue. Easy to collect, just need to follow up, make sure they pay. And one final thing I want to show you is roles and permission. Because having a platform is great. What's not so great is people having access to different things that they should not have access to. So it's really crucial for you to be able to create a role and assign the right permissions that come along with it. Whether they're an admin, a manager, a marketeer, finance, whatever it is, we need to ensure that they have the right permissions so they don't meddle with your platform, with your data. That's about it from me today. And as you can see, I actually went into a live demonstration of the platform. I showcased it in real time. No lag whatsoever. I did forget to relog in though, so that's my bad. But with GlueUp, it's easy, it's simple, it's fast, it's reliable. Now, there is one question that I received from an anonymous attendee. Are the modules included as one price, or do you pick and choose the required modules with individual costs? We can discuss this in more detail, but generally, most of the modules that you see are included with the base package. Pricing is based off allowances, so you need not worry about overpaying or, it's not, I'm a small organization, this is too much for me, because the features will be there. We price it according to the size of your organization and your operation. That's about it for me today. Thank you all for attending today's webinar. I hope I didn't bore you and this was educational and informative. Willis here from GlueUp signing off. If you have any additional questions or you're interested in our services, do reach us at sales@glueup.com. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of you in attendance. Thank you. Goodbye.